Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Kissy. Today I'm going to do a reading for the collective. So I know I started doing the readings for the new moon in Scorpio, and I went as far as doing Taurus's energy, Aries and Taurus, but there was a problem. When I was about to do Gemini, we had technical difficulties. But once they were cleared, that by the time they were cleared, I should say, the mojo was gone. Everything had changed. So it was like a shift. Right as I was leaving Taurus's energy to go into Gemini's, it was like not the moment, not the time. So it was something to that effect, like just drop it, drop the reading, forget about it, let it go. All right. So for some of you, there could be something that you just let go, like instantly, without even, I guess you could say, I don't want to say without questioning, but it was just like the momentum was just like, nah, done. Like you just dropped it. So whether that's a person, a situation, or an ambition or goal that you were moving towards, it was just like out of nowhere. Just, nope, never mind. I'm done with it. So redirecting is always in your benefit. So I would allow the guidance to lead you at this time. If you're feeling like you're being derailed or like you're being some way, somehow resisted in a certain direction that you're moving, just flow with, don't get redirected in a way that you don't know where you're going, where now all of a sudden you're completely being taken off your path. But allow the redirection to find a new way to get to where you're going. A new way about it is the goal. A new way about going towards the same thing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do a general reading as opposed to doing like the individual signs. This is going to be a general collective reading. So there's something that you're adjusting to at this time. It could have to do with your environment. Okay? In terms of a connection, it could be a karmic connection. So you have to adjust your environment for this karmic energy somehow. It has to do perhaps with a Scorpio. So we are in Scorpio season. So you might have an attachment that is hard to let go of. Okay? So instead of letting go, you're being asked to adjust the environment for this attachment to this Scorpio energy. It's something to learn about. You might have to study, look into something new, learn something new, because for some reason I feel like you might have a Scorpio in your life that you really care about, or somebody with heavy Scorpio energies. Now, if this isn't an individual in your life, this could be something that you're very attached to, that you care about very much, but you have to adjust to it. So it could be something that you're extremely passionate about and you're very stubborn about. It could be It could be a romantic partner that you really care about. Okay? This is 5th house energies, and this is 4th house energies. This is also Cancerian energies. You could be dealing with a Cancer. But the person that you care about, it could be a child, it could be a lover, it could be some creative endeavor that you truly care about pursuing or staying or remaining attached to. And I feel like perhaps maybe you're seeing things in black and white, okay? When it comes to adjusting the connection, maybe you're seeing that things are not so cut clear when it comes to this connection, okay? It's not just positive and negative. It's not just you or me. It looks like it's just clear cut, black and white, but something to do with your environment and this connection, which you do value. It is sacred to you. And it has to do also with your resources. It has to do with you gaining your power or not losing your power. It's an adjustment to a very black and white situation that needs to be you can't be so stubborn in how you're feeling about this situation. This attachment, you're going to learn something. Something about this attachment is going to teach you, if you're willing to study, learn yourself, see yourself through this connection. And I think that because you care, because you have a lot of feelings for this thing that you value so much, the rope represents the 2nd house of values as well as the 8th house of resources. So something you value that brings you a lot of a sense of power, even a sense of strength. For some of you, it could be a connection with your own mother, because the wrench represents 5th house energies. And 5th house energies is everything to do with our creative force, with creation itself, with our heart, with love, how we love, who we love, our children. So adjusting your environment for this connection with a possible Scorpio or Cancer energy. Someone you have a lot of feelings for. And it might be that these two energies are very difficult to reconcile, okay? To really care about someone and then to have a lot of passion for them at the same time. It's like, how do you deal with a mother energy and a lover energy together? It's, for some people, can be very uncomfortable. Certain boundaries have to be made. It could be complicated. So there's a lot of studying that's going to be done, or a lot of learning about a connection that just needs a little adjustment because things are not so black and white. Okay? There might be conversation with the siblings. This is 3rd house energy. This is your neighborhood. But it could just be within your own environment, the adjustment that needs to be made. And things are not so black and white. I guess maybe this dynamic is not so clear and cut. It's a lot more convoluted than apples are apples and oranges are oranges. You know what I mean? Trying to make a distinction between two, like it's not that simple. It's so intricately interconnected that to create a separation of these two energies. And I feel like perhaps maybe this connection to this person, it can get complicated because there's certain nuances that are not being dealt with that have to do with maybe the primal connection to the mother, or as well as one's primal instincts. We have the conservatory. This is fourth house energies, balance. The number 4 could be significant. I feel like there is someone or a space that you can I don't want to say escape, that you can go to, that perhaps you have a small group of individuals that you can conversate with, that are comrades in a certain way, or people that you can connect with and that maybe see eye to eye with you on this certain matter. I feel like for some of you, divine feminine, you could be dealing with a masculine that is having a hard time reconciling their feelings for you. And their feelings for you are complicated simply because of the nature of the depth of the love that's there. This is new territory. It's like a person who is used to objectifying the women in his life simply because the concept of intimacy was just sex. Sex was just sex. Intimacy was not an emotional thing for them. They avoided the emotional connection. The emotional connection was a manipulated version. In other words, if they were emotional, it didn't, their emotions were not a natural reaction. It was a projection. So this masculine was only projecting emotions that they thought were supposed to be how they were supposed to act in the moment. And I wouldn't say necessarily that it was malicious. I would possibly say maybe it was just unconscious behavior. But their connection is real. They knew that your connection was very deep, very spiritual. They felt it on a very deep level. It just seems that it was difficult perhaps to see the bigger picture, to understand the bigger picture. Maybe something to do with distance could have been an issue. This is 9th house energies, but it's also Sagittarius. So we have on the board Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Cancer energies. So it would seem that maybe the philosophical views were different between you and this masculine, if not religious views were different, or maybe the vision of the relationship was different. You know, this person may have had just a very localized view of the dynamic. It's like, yeah, I really care about you, but maybe it was just about sex, or it was just about, You like, in order for it to be taken seriously in any way, there was some adjustments that had to be made. Perhaps maybe even like establish a home together in some way. It would seem to me that the kind of relationship that this relationship was calling for was a bigger vision, okay? A more mature view of the matter, of the connection, a very secure foundation, a very secure love, a very caring love. But on the surface, this masculine was simply looking at things as black and white, a very passionate connection, a resourceful connection even, but they either as they started to look into it or studying themselves in this process, they started to realize that this caring energy was not easy to adjust to. This unconditional love, or this even primal love that they do feel on a subconscious level, it was difficult to see holistically. There was a whole range of emotions that they were not planning for, or that they didn't expect. With the ballroom, this is like the keys of a piano. If you think about it, it's like sitting there with all these emotions and just listening to the tone of each one and how each one affects you, how each one sounds, how each one makes you feel, what each one triggers within you, and how each and every emotion that you feel for this person incites a whole new level of depth within you that you couldn't foresee. You could feel, but you couldn't foresee. It was more than you've experienced. And then it's like the pain that comes from this connection, even, it's like you're not even certain if this person understands the pain that they cause. I don't know if they're aware of it. Let's see. I think that when you and this person come together in your own environment, if you so choose to coalesce, entertain the notion of being fully immersed in this dynamic, it will change the environment that you experience. Excuse me. We have Leo energies here, so a lot of love. It will bring a lot of love, a lot of stable love, loyalty, fierce passion. But you might be, I think that this is what might occur. It would bring some sort of ending to the spiritual connection that you're bonded to from this connection at this time. It feels like perhaps it's going to be hold that thought. I want to clarify, because it almost feels like we talked about the black and white of this connection. It's not as clear cut as we would think. It's not so, if we do this, if we start this, this ends. Or if I choose this, I'm not choosing that. it's kind of what it seems like. It's like the adjustment is that the spiritual connection that you're bonded to on some level is going to end when you merge in this passion. But let's see if we can get clarity as to why. Like, and yeah, why would it end? Or cycle, let's rephrase this, please. A cycle of your spiritual connection that has you bonded together will be completed. But it's to bring balance to your connection, to your relationship. Okay? I feel like perhaps maybe you've become some way divine feminine or divine masculine. Okay? Whoever is listening to the message that resonates as a querent, as the main character of this reading, you could be considering that you may have a fear because of your attachment to this sacred energy on some level. And your fear might be that coming together, or maybe perhaps if you're not the one fearing this, you fear that perhaps this is what your person is thinking, that on some level coming together is going to end maybe their connection to spirit, to God, to their spiritual nature. But what I'm thinking is that you can't stay in that inner realm all the time. And perhaps it's time to be in the light with this Leo energy. Maybe not at this exact moment, but this is where things are leading. When you come together, you're going to be in the light. And that sacred spiritual energy of being in that high priestess or high priest mode is going to come to a conclusion of some sorts in order for the relationship to balance out in terms of the vision of this sacred connection, or in terms of what this relationship, the philosophy, or if you want to make it a religion, what the religion of, or the values of this belief of this relationship actually are. I feel like it's going to be put in practice. Okay? That fire, that sun energy with this Leo here, shining that light, beaming, emanating that energy of security, of home security within your environment. Okay? It'll be communicated across the board. It'll be communicated to anyone that's for it will see it. Anyone that's against it will see it. Anyone that believes in it will understand it. Will be able to see it as a validation of their belief. But also those that don't are going to start to understand it. So it's going to balance out. And it really is just an adjustment because, like we said, it's not so black and white, but it feels that it would be or could be, that if you merge and create this, then that it's like to have this, you have to sacrifice that. Or to bring this to fruition, then that would have to fade. And it's not so. But it does lessen, perhaps, the connection to spirit in some ways, because that's part of the dualistic nature of life, the bringing the balance, being in this world and not of it, but participating in life and having the trust that the connection is always there. So you and your masculine have a spiritual connection. And the farther you are, the more you're connected to spirit and less to the flesh. The closer you become, the more you're connected to the flesh and less to the spirit. It would seem that way. but it isn't. The connection is always there. So it's part of what's going to be learned or studied, or I guess what this connection will bring is the ability to communicate the emotions. Having learned oneself so well, or to understand oneself so well emotionally, and to be able to express what we feel openly, easily, smoothly, truthfully. That is what this connection will be bringing. Honest communication, effective communication. Yeah. Learned. I feel like learning one's environment or one's emotional ways and how to adjust to a new environment and stabilize ourselves, okay? Our own light and our own value, trusting our connection, even when it's transitioning in a different way, or it's going to change our connection in some way. But as long as we remain within our sacred beliefs of our connection, we can actually really learn a lot about who we are based on what this connection makes us feel and how well we can express what this connection makes us feel. I feel like perhaps for some of you, you might feel like the relationship is out of balance. Okay, you might feel like perhaps there's no love from this person. Perhaps you might feel like they don't see you as who, maybe how you see yourself. This is Capricorn energy in reverse. So it's like maybe they don't see you as an authority, or maybe you think they don't see you as an authority. But I feel like that's a subconscious program that you were attached to, and it's come to an end, feeling perhaps that the authority that you are excuse me. The attachment that you had to a certain spiritual authority that you feel perhaps you didn't get the recognition for in some way. I feel like maybe this connection was supposed to somehow validate for you, you know, that what your spiritual connection that you have with, you know, with divinity, with divine, you perhaps didn't get the recognition. So you may have even ended or concluded or accepted the ending of maybe needing that kind of validation from this, from anything. Maybe perhaps on some level you were waiting for this masculine, or this masculine was waiting for you, divine feminine, to bring into conclusion for you the spiritual connection you share is real and authentic. Somehow to validate for you that what you experienced was real. And maybe they didn't. Maybe they haven't. And because of that, you're accepting the conclusion of that, right? We have Miss Scarlet. I feel like you're extremely confident about this connection. about what the vision that you have for this connection, and you feel it on the deepest level as well, Divine Feminine. There's a sense of self-assurance or self-security that you have about, it's like as secure as you are about yourself, you're able to be about your beliefs or about your vision about your connection. So you may not be so sure about this person or their motive or their belief or how they're feeling, but when it comes to you and how you feel, I feel like you've been willing to adjust to your environment in some way to surrender even the attachment that you may have. You may have let go of this connection altogether, trusting that Spirit knows best, the trusting that if you know you did your part to learn about who you are, about what you feel, and how much your person, you might feel that your person couldn't really make that adjustment, okay? Couldn't merge those or reconcile those emotions in some way. I feel like you've reconciled those emotions and you were able to adjust and love despite the imbalance that you were observing, despite perhaps even the validation that you were deserving. You stayed true to yourself and your belief, okay? Which is why you're so secure in your sense of self and your sense of home in your heart. I feel like you did the review, the review of the past. You looked into the past. You've communicated. You returned to situations in the past to resolve them in some ways. You've always been able to trust in your ancestors to guide you in some way when it comes to family matters, when it comes to your home, things that were hidden, you've uncovered, or things that were esoteric in nature, okay? Like, you learned a lot about the other side, so to speak, whether, you studied spiritual matters that were occult, okay? Like you probably looked into the meaning of death, the meaning of life. You've considered, you have a strong connection to people that have passed on in your life. So those connections were significant to you. And at some point, I feel like your masculine may either fear that or participate in that or keeping that secret. Some way, somehow, your masculine also, excuse me, look at that. Well. Hidden things don't want to be said, apparently. This connection will be balanced out, okay? So long as you maintain a healthy routine, continue to keep a healthy routine with yourself and your environment. When you do that, your relationships will become vibrant. I feel like because you've established a good relationship to yourself, you're now able to have really good connections with others. And you might be connecting with someone in the workplace. If not, this is Virgo energy. It could be an older masculine in the workplace. This doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partnership, but it could be a partnership nonetheless that's going to benefit you, Divine Feminine. This is an older gentleman that is very meticulous, very, he notices everything, okay, in a good way for you. This person's going to help you. They'll notice whatever may benefit you. So like, let's say they have a keen eye for whatever it may be. Maybe they're really into health. Maybe they have a good eye for beauty. Maybe they can help enhance, or maybe they help. There's something about their way. I'm getting like, perhaps they're like a healthcare nutritionist or herbalist, or maybe even like a yoga instructor, something like this, right? This is a person that understands the human body really well, okay? And they could probably even look at you and then say to you, you know, this energy here looks like it could use enhancement. So they're alchemical in how they operate. This person will, and they're strategic also. So they know basically how to move the, okay, this person knows how to create the form. Take that as you will. It could be via the nutrients you put in your body, or how or when you use those nutrients to establish the results that you're looking for. So it's like, if you know what results you're looking for, this person knows how to get those results. But they also know how to look at what doesn't work and recommend something to help it work. And when it works, it's like a system that can be applied across the board. So look at that tongue twister. It also feels like this person would, because of the care that they have for you, if this masculine can reconcile their passion and divine feminine energies, if they can integrate it appropriately, their level of care for you makes them very attentive. So it would benefit you, this person in your life. Now, if this isn't your masculine divine feminine, this is how you benefit your masculine. Your ability to have attention to detail. It's not like you're calling out mistakes, or you're calling out negatives, or no, it's you're adjusting your energy to positively impact their energy. It's like you have a way of knowing how to bring balance into your environment despite other people not being in balance, and without too much conflict or confrontation. It's almost like you've learned how to convey, you know what keys need to be struck, so to speak, in order to initiate the balance that's needed in your partnerships. So that is the message. I'll come back with another message soon. Take care.